Hello, my name is Alexander Morari. I'm the founder of ITKeyMedia, and you are tuned into ITKeyMedia podcast about Central and Eastern European startups that are in pre-seed or pre-Series A stage. Our guest today is Jacek Maciak, the co-founder of a company called Salesbook, based in Warsaw, Poland, which has developed an innovative sales, automation, and presentation tool for mobile sales team. It's actually a sales automation tool based on SaaS business model, right?
Yes. Hi, Alex. Hi, everyone. It's all correct that you said so far.
Great. Then you deserve to move on. Round one company.
Sure. So we actually started in a software house. I was managing a software house. So in our case, the product actually, or the product idea even comes from the customers. They came to us asking to solve several problems related to sales, to direct sales, inefficiencies and stuff like this. And after we did it several times for big brands, we decided to extract the team, extract the product to a separate company, start the fundraising, and also to focus on moving the more like on-premise product to SaaS product, as you said. Yeah, so that's the main idea of Salesbook, how it was created.
That's why people with interesting ideas are afraid sometimes to share these ideas with software houses, right? Because first you order them 1-2 times, and then software house just takes the idea and scales it up.
Yeah, you can say so, but basically, this.
Oh, what a revelation!
No, it's actually that if you look at the problem related to sales, it happens in almost every industry where you have salespeople in the field. Yeah, so they come with problems. We solve them basically, and we see how it improves how they are working, and yeah, why not to help other companies with this?
What about the founding team? How many founders you have? What are the roles in the founding team currently?
Basically, we started in a team of 3 people. So me, Maciek Głowacki, who is sitting in Rzeszów and managing the technical part. And this is how it started. Then after this, my colleague Andrew Hope joined us to help us with the fundraising. After we successfully did the first fundraising, we worked on the project. It started to live its life, yeah. So the project is going on, and me and Maciej, we are still in the company. And recently, another colleague joined us in the team, Dariusz Nawojczyk, who is responsible for. He's the CMO, so he's responsible not only for marketing, but also for scaling and automating the processes for the commercialization.
What about yourself, and what's your function as founder? Yeah.
It's more about sales, and it's more about fundraising. Dariusz is also helping with this. So yeah, as you said correctly. So it started all with me with sales, and I'm still continuing this. Then Dariusz is more with this automated processes and marketing, and Maciej is the CTO, correct?
Yeah, so you could say that's an ideal mix. What about the team as a whole? How many people, and what are the key departments you have right now?
At the moment, we are around 30 people in total. We are still, you could say, engineering company in a majority. So we have a lot of developers and people related to the product. I would say, like at the moment, 1/3 is more about sales and marketing, and this is of course the potential now for us to grow.
Round 2, solution, the product itself, the sales, the distribution. In a nutshell, imagine we are going up a skyrise in Warsaw, okay? And you have an opportunity to do the true elevator pitch. How would you describe your product?
Salesbook is the something that helps basically is the tool that helps in every industry wherever you have direct sales. When you look at the statistics, more than 50% of salespeople, they are not doing their KPIs. They are under budget. And this has many reasons. This is the Salesforce statistic, actually. This has many reasons. And what we give them a complete platform that can move the bottom of the team. So you always have people that sell better. You have people that sell worse, and the majority is actually that sometimes they deliver, sometimes they don't. And with our tool, the salesman gets a tablet where he can go through the whole sales process with the customer, so it's customer facing. And then the manager can discover what works and what doesn't work. So what are the patterns, how the best salespeople are selling, what they are presenting, how they are presenting, how many minutes, and stuff like this. This improves the results of the whole organization.
Are you integrating, and I know partially the answer, but anyways, are you integrating with CRM software? And if yes, you don't mention which one, why? Is this like you, just because you planned your, delivery of your own CRM model?
So we do integrate with many CRMs, and that's correct. We do also have a kind of a CRM module inside of Salesbook. And this is more when we talk to bigger organizations like enterprises. In majority, they do have their own CRM, and we just integrate it, and they get the data automatically saved in the CRM. They don't have to do it manually. But for smaller organizations, it's very often that the customers pushed us to add a pipeline in Salesbook because we already had everything else. They were just missing the pipeline and the structure so that they can manage the customers inside of Salesbook. Of course, it's not a competitor solution to Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, and we never want to compete with that. It's a just good enough solution for the customer to cover his needs, especially for smaller customers. So that's the approach you guessed correctly.
Are you ready? Are you about to pivot into CRM? Yes, no, why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more the strategy, I would say, that if you look at HubSpot, yeah. So you start with a smaller solution, and then basically customers push you into adding more and more functionalities to cover their needs. And it's not that we're sitting in the room and we're coming all with these brilliant ideas how to prepare product. It's coming from the customer exactly as it's the case with HubSpot. So of course we are not. If you look at our unique selling point of the product, we started with sales enablement. So the solution for improving the sales conversation and then monitoring how it goes for the managers. And then we added the areas around this. So CPQ elements like intelligent calculators. We added this CRM module. We added SFA elements, but they are not like competitors to the solutions that you know in the market. It's just making the product also in these areas that the customers need good enough for them to work with the solution. And this is why they decide quickly, because it's something new, something they haven't seen so far, usually when we talk to the customers.
So that was a good answer. I could say a diplomatic answer, but then following the same logic that you suggested, what are the next features, 1, 2, 3 features that you can share that users can expect to have next?
Yeah, so we are working a lot on business analytics and AI related stuff. So that's something that's going on and that we plan to continue. And secondly, also, something that we already had before COVID situation and before lockdown, that you can work with Salesbook remotely. But the situation pushed us even more into integrating with different solutions and adding more solutions to Salesbook to help the remote work as well.
How do you create your pricing strategy for both corporals or smaller entities?
The pricing is, I would say, between 25 euro up to 50 euro per user per month. Of course, there is different pricing for like off-the-shelf product and something that we do for the enterprises. And the thing that's worth to mention is that we allow a certain customization within the product, within the back office system and content management system, but also even with small customers, our policy is that they are not just logging into the system and they are doing everything themselves. It's that they pay the small implementation fee, and the customer success team helps them to configure everything remotely so that they reach better effects. And if this is an enterprise customer, of course, it's more work and it's bigger team to help them to adjust the system to their needs.
Yeah, and so at deployment or implementation stage, I understand it's a lot of UX and like pure design and graphics design kind of work. And that's where your background as a software house helps, right?
And not only this, if you look at the process, like every company, when you talk to the smaller companies or medium companies, sometimes like the huge value for them of the product is even that they were never selling in a structured way. And when they start using Salesbook, they become to understand the process, they become to understand how the sales works. When we talk to big enterprise like Orange or like insurance companies, then they have their sales processes and they are established and they are global and so on. So in this case, it's more that we have to adjust the solution to them. So one thing is, as you mentioned, this graphical part, but even more important, if we're talking about the CPQ elements, it can be that they are using different calculators or stuff like this, and they may ask us to become one of these calculating of these calculators to become part of the process and to be in the middle of Salesbook. So there can be different reasons why the customer could need the help, but this off-the-shelf solution of Salesbook, it's pre-configured by us so that it can cover like the majority of the market. We have, for example, very successful implementation in photovoltaics, and basically when we started beginning of this year with this pre-configured product, within a couple of months we became like one of the market leaders with these solutions. We were not promoting the solution as a sales enablement platform or I don't know CRM functionalities. We're just promoting it as a solution for photovoltaic companies that can help them to sell. And this is one of the things that we are now preparing to start the same approach in other markets.
Yeah. So as far as photovoltaics, I understand you reacted to a client's need, right? And then all of a sudden it grew into a kind of a like potential commodity for the whole industry, right? And now you can scale up to other geographies. Is this the case?
Actually, we already had the customer portfolio related to energy, like selling energy products, gas and stuff. And we also had the customers that were selling photovoltaics. We just pre-configured the sales book as how the typical sales process would look like. And we started to promote it and market it for other companies, and it became a huge success. But of course, we are looking at the industries where we know there is a lot of direct sales, there is potential bigger sales teams, and where there can be there are budgets in for such tools. So it's a combination of what's the market saying and how we perceive the market also.
Let's discuss this crazy kind of idea, let's say, this leap of imagination. Have
Yeah.
you thought of making or, creating some kind of a marketplace for ideas? What I mean is create a marketplace for different algorithms for different industries, so that people from different industries create a tailor-made sales book or sales, let's say, algorithms using Salesbook, right? And then they get a cut, like royalties, from every sale that you do. So, and that way you diversify almost automatically, and of course keep the quality control and so on, and you have additional ideas from the market, and that way you could have this marketplace global, and you don't know who needs what kind of algorithm, and what industries are based on client facing field sales in India, Singapore, Mexico, Canada, and so on.
Yeah, so good idea, and partly what it is, it's called in our case partner program, because we do work with training companies, with different coaches, and that have their own different methodologies of selling. They are teaching managers how to sell. They are teaching salespeople what they should do to be effective. And we do offer them a tool where they can build the process, or we can even help them to build the process, and they can market this to their customers. Of course, it's a question, what you said, that someone will produce something so unique that we share the royalties for every sale that we do with Salesbook. Because I would say the ideas are not so different when we look at at different industries. Sometimes when we have Salesbook for the insurance industry, for a big enterprise, and we go to another, they just ask, "Oh, this is exactly how we sell. How much is to change the logo?" Yeah, so.
Yes. Okay. So now, as far as a sales cycle, how long it takes you to sell to an SMB and to a relatively large company?
So when we sell to SMB, it's approximately, the average is up to 3 weeks to close the deal. And when we sell to enterprises, it's, I would say, 3 to 6 months, and depending on the size, it can be 9 months as well, or longer. But I would say the average is 3 to 6 months for the enterprises. What is interesting is that we actually started with enterprises, as I mentioned to you, and we started selling to different enterprises. And then when we launched this automated selling with SDRs, with marketing campaigns, with inbound marketing, and with customer success, it appeared that it can generate for us a lot of SMB customers, but I would say like 10% of this, it also generates for us enterprise customers since the last 6 months. So enterprise customers are coming through this SMB channel, and they are just moved to the account manager that can close them more with human touch, because they're bigger, or sometimes they just want to meet the CEO of the company with their CEO. But still, this automated process helps us to close the enterprise. And in this case, it's much faster, because they already know they like the product. They came to us, so we can close the deal much faster than just trying to approach enterprises through social media or events or different activities.
Let's move on to round 3, competitors in competitive landscape. Who are your biggest competitors? And please give names, specific names, of course, as well. And then a little bit of contrasting and why you would say you are better.
What I mentioned before is that we started in a sales enablement area. Yeah, this market is, I would say, pretty crowded. When we look at the competitors, we always said as the closest one is the Showpad. Many of these tools, when you have a tablet and you put the presentation materials inside, and then you track what's being used, and you can send the materials to the customer. What's the difference in our case is that we became more platforms. So we added this intelligent calculators, these CPQ elements, these CRM elements, SFA, and so on. And this allows us to not only to use Salesbook as a presentation tool, but you can build the whole sales process, starting from building the trust, presenting the company, then doing needs analysis, asking questions, calculating TCO for him, or showing him advantages of the product, planning next steps, closing the deal, signing contract, and many, many other things that these other solutions do not offer. In this case, you can use Salesbook for even very complex products like life insurance, for example, or even photovoltaic panels. And you can try to give it to a very inexperienced person, like even a student, I would say. So the application will tell you what to do as a next step. It has prepared, the algorithm is prepared this way that you will not forget certain things to show to the customer, and you will go through the complete process with the customer. And what's more, then the manager, we know what you did, how your the best colleagues in the team, how they did it, that they are so successful, and then you can copy this knowledge on the rest of the team.
Yes, yes, sounds interesting indeed. Let's move on to round 4. Challenges and successes or ups and downs that the company had by now.
Of course, like every startup, there are things we could have done better. But on the other side, yeah, there are many successes. Like I mentioned, the preparation for the SMB and building the automated process that we started beginning of this year. It showed us that this pre-configured approach to certain verticals can quickly help us to become a market leader in certain areas. We have pretty extensive growth of number of customers. Like we increased the number of customers several times in the last 6 months. We have also very low churn.
And okay, what about the MRR right now? I mean, the range, of course, if you could tell.
Yeah, the range. So we are heading towards $1 million ARR. So we will not reach it probably by the end of the year, but probably soon after, in the first quarter. I hope this will be the case.
So one M USD ARR, it's something like 83, 85, 86 maybe, right? 85, let's say on average 85K USD monthly.
Yeah, so it's not yet. Look, we plan to reach it by like soon after, early next year.
Yeah, amazing. And now while we are on the metrics, let's move to the round 5. We call it F3 formula, funding for the future. But before funding for the future, let's see what's your history, your funding history by now, okay?
So far we had like all total the seed fund, I would say $1.25 million. And we have 2 investors on board. One is SpeedUp. They're like actually they invested from 2 funds, SpeedUp Innovation and SpeedUp Bridge Alpha. And the second one is Cobin Angels. It's an angel fund. So we started to talk to the new investors, and the plan is to use it for scaling, definitely. So to increase the sales team, marketing team. But I would say it's more A round for the Polish level of investment. It's not A round when you look from the perspective of Western Europe or from the perspective of the States.
Yes, I understand. But now expand a little bit on what types of investors you're looking for. I mean, just anyone with the money, or maybe more smarter approach, or maybe sometimes at this level where you are trying to scale up, companies would like definitely focus only on foreign investors, where not only the money, not only smart money, but smart money from abroad, from target markets would be more, more of a focus. And what's your approach on this?
in the end, we want to have the smart money that will help us to grow abroad. Yeah. So preferably foreign investors, but we do have a conversation with some of the Polish funds where we grew that invest at this very last level. Yeah. So basically that they're a co-investor with a foreign investor, even so that we can split the round for closes. And the first close is for the investor here in Poland that is in the second close investing together with the foreign investor.
What markets are your targets for the next, let's say, 12, 18 months, right?
We want to start with European countries because even if you look at this photovoltaics, there are EU budgets for the customers to that actually make the boost in this market, that it's growing so fast and there are so many companies. So we are looking more in the direction of Germany, German market, UK market, Holland, and in this direction to start the first activities. Like at the end, the golden egg is the US market.
And again, you show your diplomacy skills. Probably you mean you will not venture into the US market until 3rd November, right? which is not only my birthday, but definitely this is the most important, not the most important day for a company. That's the presidential elections. Yes. What's the ideal exit scenario for you?
It's related more to selling the company to an enterprise that is basically in the same business, or to a competitor, or to a CRM company, or everyone that is active in this business. Yeah, so that's the typical or most probable exit for the type of business we do have. So we are already approached from different CVCs, and we are on the radar. Like even, I don't know, Salesforce CVC was contacting us last year, but it's way too early for that kind of discussion.
What's your own personal ambitious exit valuation?
Yeah, so it's always the model triple, double. So the $100 million US valuation. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Jacek. All the best and good luck. So today we had as our guests Jacek Maciak from Salesbook, a co-founder of the company. That's a great Polish company coming from Central Eastern European region with global ambition and a great product for sales automation. Thanks a lot. If you liked what you watched today, share, subscribe, follow. We hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. All the best.